What up YouTube, it's Misery's Company. In today's video, I'm showcasing the absolute best Barbarian farm build. And yes, it is different than the last one I had because I actually have all the essences. Because last time I made a video about the Barbarian farm build, I was in just utter dismay with how much I disliked the Barbarian. Well, it's not the case now. I actually really enjoy the class, surprisingly enough, and it does a ton of damage, and I really enjoy farming with it even more than I thought I would. And there's a ton of Barbarian farm builds out there, but I don't think I've actually seen one that includes this one skill, and I think it's because it's a newer essence. So let's go ahead and jump straight to it, guys, because this farm build is actually kind of nutty. Let's get straight to it. So here we are at my all-time favorite Realm of Damnation farming spot, and we're just going to run it by ourselves. So most of you are used to the sprint, fire, tornado build, blah, 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 and I've made a couple of adjustments. So, and I'll showcase them right now. So the first one is going to be Stomp. So our Ancient is actually going to be going with us now and doing additional damage. And I do have 100% uptime on all three of these skills. So the Stomp, the Whirlwind, the Sprint, and Wrath of the Berserker. But then I can also add Tornado with Firestorm Tornadoes on with my Whirlwind, which makes it even more fun. So if I get tired of, doing whatever, just running through everything, which I don't know why you would, I can even do additional damage with that. And then you could probably even just run through like twice. Like, there you go. I just blew that up like it was no problem. And we're doing a ton of damage. And as you can see, 100% uptime on literally all the skills. This is as mindless farming as you're going to get. And I love it. At first, I was not a fan of the build, but wow, after getting it fully kitted out and seeing how fast I can farm with it, yeah, totally by myself, I could do this literally all day long. I'm using Treasure Hunter, so I'm not even getting the additional whatever from the Hunter or whatever the other one's called that allows you to keep up your kill streaks more. Don't need it. I run fast enough, and it's just so easy, and it's just mindless, and it's great. I love it. Literally over to almost 130 kill streaks right now, and this is cake. And yeah, there's so many different options and 100% uptime. That's the biggest thing. And this is a build that even if I were to change off of the Barbarian, I wouldn't have to change all that much in terms of my family attributes, because these are bonuses that I would want on literally all the characters. So yeah, this build, I could literally, as you can see, just keep this going effortlessly. I am not even remotely struggling to keep up the kill streaks, and I'm just running around in circles. And then the occasional spin and win, if I wanted to. You don't have to. You could literally just keep winning. Winning, spinning, or running does tons and tons of damage. All right, so we're going to get this to an even 200 for the OCD, and then we'll go ahead and show you the build itself, because yeah, this is a lot of fun. Bloop, and done. And look at that. Just like that, I get to turn in my bestiaries, which is a great time to go ahead and showcase what we're getting here. So this build, like I said, I have a previous video out that has part of this build, but not all of it in one spot. Let's go and see what we get here. For the video, can we get another legendary, even though this is my second turn-in of the day? How about a new page, too? For the content? Content luck? Content creator luck? Nope. How about a legendary? I will trade you a lack of a new page for a legendary right now. Damn it. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So the build is... So for the helmet, we're using Spirit Breaker, which you know what this is. It basically leaves tornadoes behind you when you sprint. For the shoulders, this is the bread and butter of the build. Sprint also leaves a trail of flames. That gives you the Firestorm. For the chest piece, I'm using Ferocious Gale, which Whirlwind occasionally throws out tornadoes. For the pants, Dauntless Temper, which gives us the Ground Stomp that calls on the power of the Ancient to appear and periodically stomp the ground around you. Ground Stomp damage increased by 12% and Ground Stomp damage increased by 12%. This is the difference here in the build. This is what I haven't seen too many people, if not anyone, talk about. This is a phenomenal addition to the build, where it's just additional free damage you get, and with all the beneficial effect duration that I'm using, I have it 100% uptime. Now, for the main hand, we're using Lunatic Twin, which is the Frenzy, Fully Strike, Stack, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing else to use here, so I just use two, both one main hand, one offhand, that allows us to get Frenzy built up, but I don't use it ever. For the other main hand, the other one that actually matters, Bitter Wind, which allows you to, Whirlwind now draws on the power of the wind to deal increased damage while no longer reducing your movement speed. Whirlwind damage increased by 12%. Love that. The other bread and butter part of this is Sundered Legacy. And this is the one where Wrath of the Berserker now causes nearby enemies to burn Wrath of Berserker damage increased by 12%. Wrath of Berserker cooldown decreased by 10%. Again, I have Blessed Pebble. If you didn't notice that, I do have a maxed out Blessed Pebble helping to awaken the slot. I would highly recommend using it for the build. It's super, super easy and cheap in terms of gem resources to upgrade a Blessed Pebble to rank 10. So go ahead and do that, literally just for farming. It helps ensure that you have 100% uptime on all 3 of the skills that we're using in this build. And then the other one is Oncoming Brutality, but there's literally, Frenzy. I never used it in the build, so it's there in case you need to for like a boss or an elite or whatever. But yeah, so in terms of the other gems that I'm using that are helping, I am using Berserker's Eye, I am using Mother's Lament, and I am using the new 1-star Eye of the Unyielding, which is a continual damage done is increased by 16%, and continual damage taken is reduced by 14%, or by 4% rather. So an additional 16% damage to the fire that I leave behind, which feels great. And then the Viper's Bite also is a really good gem for this because when damaging enemies, poisons them with Viper's Venom. So just because I'm damaging them, I'm doing additional damage. I did switch out my Seeping Bile, which I do still use when I'm PvPing because it does give me the increased resonance and I like that more. But honestly, this build is really, really good as is. And then another 5-star legendary gem that is awesome for farming is Starfire Shard. So I definitely recommend that as well. And then Berserker's Eye, it's just, I never take it off. It's my 5 out of 5-star Bloodstoked Jade, and I just love that. But yeah, so that's this build for the farm build. This is by far the best version of the farm build that I've ever seen. Previously, I had ranked Wizard above Barbarian prior to me finding this build. And honestly, I think they're probably neck and neck now because the Wizard had at least 3, if not all 4 skills that could be basically auto used and kept up 100% of the time, just dealing a ton of damage. And the Barbarian basically does the same thing, but I think can keep up the speed a little bit more than the Wizard can. So to me, they're about neck and neck because I do love me some Wizard. But ultimately, I am actually enjoying my time on the Barbarian, which I know is probably very surprising to most of you. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you seen a different build? Have you seen this build anywhere else? Again, I haven't, but I try to watch as much Diablo Immortal content as I can, but I might have missed it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, lock it in.